before you go into these overwhelming ideas, because I think they can feel overwhelming, is to sort of identify yourself a
Mhm.
little bit first. So you don't kind of lose yourself in the shuffle of whatever it is that you're
Mhm.
trying to do. And
I
so,
would,
go ahead.
sorry. Oh, I would add not just figure out what your identity is, but like examine it. You know, not like wouldn't say deconstruct it, but just examine, analyze exactly what it is, not just and why, what's causing those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, I think it's really
And
good too that people like I think don't be too judgmental on yourself. Like try to
mhm.
be like you can't be objective, but you can try to be like as clear as possible without being too hard on yourself or too easy on yourself and just be like yeah, it's important to accept yourself for who you are and where you are right now so that way you can identify what you don't like, what you do like and what's reasonable to expect to be changed or what you want to be changed and what you decide you just, you know what, maybe I don't like about this about myself the most, but I accept it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a paradox because the only people qualified to judge you in a non, I guess, dependent sense are is anybody else, but then they do not have access to the mental processes which led to your decisions.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And the thing is like because one of the things though is that like when everybody else is judging you, it's one of those things though is like not only do they not have access to your mental state and all that stuff, but the thing is they're judging you off of their own personal philosophy. They're judging you by what they would do. And the thing is that some people would agree with your actions while others won't, and some people will just completely and utterly demonize you for your actions. Like if you like you'll have somebody who doesn't believe that stealing a loaf of bread to feed yourself is morally wrong, and then you're gonna have somebody who thinks that stealing in every scenario is morally wrong, who's gonna treat you like a moral monster for it. And so it's always it's one of those weird things where it's like, yes, we need other people to judge our, in this instance, but the thing is like they're only judging you based off of their own personal philosophy and
Well,
not
and you can't,
anything else.
based off of a singular action, you cannot
Mhm.
figure out, like retroactively figure out what somebody's intentions were.
Mhm.
Right.
So you're already not really judging them, you're just judging the scenario, but
The
people will
event, yeah.
treat it as if they are judging the person, which isn't good.
No.
this is why you get into sticky water with phrases like good person and bad person. They're nonsensical. They don't mean anything.
Yeah. I think that people are people, and people are both capable of the same person is capable of doing absolutely wondrous things and absolutely monstrous things.
Well,
I
thank
think
you.
it's important to also understand that humans can be very hypocritical. Um,
Except for Barry. Barry, he's just a
He's the
monster.
most consistent person ever.
Yeah.
I think one of the
Fuck all of you.
things I think one of the things is that like humans are inherently like self-deprecating. Like we don't always do what's best for us. We don't always do the thing that we would other like if we thought about it would we would agree with it. And so
Yeah.
recognizing things that are just sort of almost what I would probably describe as innate to the human experience, it being able to recognize that that's going to be part of who you are, whether you like it or not, and
Mhm.
then deciding how you want to mitigate that and where you want to go is all lumped into this.
I think one of the important things that we should also consider is that is like while we're doing the self-reflecting and like Opie said, like you don't have to completely deconstruct everything, but I think that whenever we see things that we don't like, those are the things that we should start deconstructing. We should
Example.
we should example for I'll take my own personal experience. I started smoking cigarettes at the age of like 14. Um, I I've had moments where I quit and all that stuff, and that's something that I really do think that I should work on. And I believe that I should stop smoking. I believe that that's something I can, like, if I can find out exactly the reason why I keep smoking, other than the normal. Oh, it's the stress of life. It's this. It's that. And if I can find ways of actually finding better coping mechanisms for those stress related things than smoking, I think it'd be much easier for me to deconstruct that and be able to uh, do away with the smoker label that I have on myself.
Okay.
Also, probably take a look at all the physiological things. Like nicotine is one hell of a drug that messes with all
One hell of
mammals.
them.
Basically, it messes with every mammal that takes it. So, like, yeah. So,
Yeah.
understand like there's certain barriers that like once it's in our system, it's really difficult to get the hell out of it. So.